Good morning, America. It's June. It's Sunday, June the 2nd, almost 7 o'clock a.m. in Arizona time. I'm just trying to remind everybody on why America is awesome. I mean, back in the 1700s, late 1700s, a group of guys are like, you know what? We don't like the British. We don't like redcoats. So they came up with a way to with all this, a group of guys. It was a very tough time then, and now we're having a bunch of tough time nowadays. We got an ex president that's had nearly a decade of slander, harshness, bunch of nonsense happening. And I'm just trying to remind everybody of what America is about. I mean, these are 10 really awesome, things to have. It keeps the government limited. And now they're talking about, now they're having commercials about bragging about the deep state. And, we got a current president that's committed all kinds of monstrosities. And no one, and he's getting away with everything. Good news is that we are in the season of the cleansing. So all the lies, all the betrayals, all the creepiness of Hollywood. I mean, idol worship. I mean, the Golden Globes, that golden statue, whatever. But you know what? Here's a solution. Do you want to live with us versus them mentality, or do you want us, or we stand united? I'd rather stand united. And here's 4 reasons why I call people rock stars. I call people rock stars for 4 main reasons. The little asterisk right there. 1, if your thinking or emotions are in a bad place, and or something or some like this is my 10th 11th video, what can I say, is in a bad place, and you're and or something big is around the corner causing stress. Someone calls you, I call you a rock star, or you get called a rock star. Now your thinking, etc., puts you in a can-do or a turbo boost mindset for higher quality. 2, we live in the United States, in a uniting country, and we are big thinkers and doers. 3, promotes future thinking for better goals and mental health. 4, the skills it takes to improve technology and biodiversity as in multiple plants, multiple animals. I've taken, I've fully, by the time I graduated high school in 2002, I fully understood the growth rate of humanity. I mean, at the time it was like 6.8 billion, with a growth rate of a billion people every 12 years. It's 2024. We're pushing like 8.1 billion. At the time, there was about, on average, about 20% extinction rates. Animals have gone extinct in the last like 100 or so years due to human error. Whether it's the pharmaceuticals not breaking down in the human body, causing a cocktail of toxins in the aquatic life, which is not. I mean, if you had a fish, I mean that screws up breeding. That screws up the breeding. It screws up the ecosystem. It gets in our water, gets in our plants, along with the plastics and everything like that. So I've been stressing about this since 1993, and I've been coming up with trying to find a fun way of being a multiplanetary species, and the skills it needs to take humanity to be a multiplanetary species. So let's rock the stars. With love, Clint Star Woodard. May the 4th be with you. 2024. So that kind of gives you an idea how long this has been out. And I had this tied to a heavy object and sit in front of my driveway, getting my neighbors, trying to promote better thinking, better upgraded thinking, because I love being human. We got fingers to build stuff with, we got feet under our knees to stand on, not to kneel, and we got a brain. We got a big head, not ego wise, but it's a big brain. We can think and process information. We can overcome challenges. And I totally understand where Trump's coming from. I've had to deal with family drama for a while. And I haven't. So, and family, in this case, family, he's trying to get our country back from being divided, reducing the deep state. And I've tried to get gold on I wanted my family to be dripping in gold, but they'd rather call me crazy. I needed $50,000 to loan to get a mineral processing facility up and running, because I needed 3 equipment and 6 months of learning curve. Because it was a new sample that I bought a lab from a retired electrical chemical engineer. It was basically leprechaun magic, to be blunt with it. Particle gold, nano gold, which nobody does. I mean, if we were able to maintain, we would be able to process gold out of lake water, to give you an idea. But family went against me. I spent all my life savings on buying the business, had my cousin work with me. We were 50-50 down the street, and he was completely stressed about what's going on, his family and his immediate family, wife and kids. And my grandma, who owned and operated an auto mall for 30 years and is responsible for Arizona freeways, says, is gold worth anything? When gold was at the time, this is 2019, 2020, gold was pushing, $1,800, $2,000. And my cousin and I reckon, due to my gemology, I understand crystals, rocks, and whatever. And I noticed that the lab was filled with evaporated with crystals. I thought it was malachite. I'm like, sweet. It turned out to be 30 kilograms of silver and 2 ounces of gold after we processed. He was only 2 steps away, but he didn't care because he already got the gold out of whatever. I mean, it's really complex, and I'll probably talk about more in later businesses. Needless to say, I wasn't able to maintain I didn't get the $50,000 loan. And I wasn't able to keep the warehouse. Family drama, political drama, peaceful protest with Monarch cocktails, burning down everything. We're watching all this on the news, and I'm like, I gotta stay focused on this. This is the only bit of peace. I got a roommate that's a pain in the butt. Everything goes to shit. End up losing. My cousin ended up committing suicide a year or so later, 5 or 6 weeks before my birthday, and my family wanted to spend $75,000 for a month of treatment when I needed $50K, and I was looking, trying to get a loan everywhere, trying to get $50,000 so I can go get some equipment and some rent and some money and 6 months of rent. And all they wanted to do was call me crazy and slander my name, and I'm like, here's $30,000, here's 10 kilograms of silver right here, check it out. And they just snubbed their nose. My mom was literally watching gold prospecting shows, and I'm covering it, and I'm smelling, and I just got back from the lab. I'm like, hey, I went to everyone in my family trying to promote us, because we come from a family of big thinkers. My great granddad built a steel manufacturing company to extract oil from the ground. At the time, humans were hunting whales for the oil and the flubber and whatever. So going from hunting whales to digging oil out of the ground saved whales from extinction and an oceanic collapse. This is kind of give you an idea of how much of that level of motivation that I have. So needless to say, it's been a couple of years. I have not talked to my family. Why would I, when they'd rather put me in a padded cell than care about my knowledge. And they've been doing that for 30 years. So as you can tell, that's a CNC machine. I'm a builder, I make things. I've been doing this as a recovery thing. And with that, I've got a book coming out. I'm working on my second or third patent. Been in the prototyping mode. And I'm, starting YouTube videos. I totally understand where Donald Trump's come from. He's here to stand up for our country. And I wanted my family dripping with gold. And my cousin and I being, the next brains of the family. But when grandma would rather pay your bills, like government rather pay your bills, and I'm like, I can't. You're responsible for my cousin's death. You slaughtered my business, and you'd rather spend more money throw me to the wolves than support me. So that's just stressful. And then we got Batman. Yes, I'm going to put Batman. Just using this as perspective. Batman's family, he becomes Batman after his family gets killed in an alley. My mom was divorced twice before I was 10, and then she sent me to a boarding school on her way to taking my brothers to Disneyland. So, I'm used to chaos. I'm used to being betrayed. But my life goals are far too big. And that's what this message is saying. We are big thinkers and doers. And, I would donate more to those added things, but I got a book that's costing me an extra, an extra $5 or $6,000. Got a book coming out. It's cost me an arm and a leg just to, get it published. And I spent 3 years writing it. And I'm looking forward to a brave new world. Love you guys.